This is Downhome Sports, covering the best sports and student athletes in Ellis County. Brought to you by Pinnacle Bank with ATM Live, powered by the people. Not just another bank in Texas, but Texas in a bank. The United States Marine Corps, the fighting spirit of an entire nation. Doe City Pizza and Burgers. For the best in artisan pizza and burgers, go to Doe City in Red Oak, Texas, across from the high school. It is delicious.
And Superstar Collision, located on Highway 67 in Cedar Hill. To get it done right, choose Superstar Collision for your automotive repairs. Guess what? We want to give a big shout out right now to Italy's own, the one and only Marrisa Martinez, sophomore power lifter, 165.5 class range. I'm going to tell you, Marrisa, talk about just making it to regionals. What was that like for you?
Unexpected for sure. I got pushed by all my coaches, so it was like, well, starting it, I didn't think I was going to get my meets. I didn't think I'd place or anything, and I started placing, so it gave me a little bit of hope. But regionals wasn't even in my mind. Like, that's not what I was thinking about. I was just thinking about getting new PRs and increasing on my weights. And when I found out I made it, it's pretty exciting.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, we went over this, and unfortunately, folks, we had an interview, kind of had some technical and stuff going on that Tater can't handle. But we talked about this. You went 140, 230, 225 for a grand total of 595 pounds in 3 lifts. What is that like mentally to reach that kind of target?
Honestly, in my head, I tried to push myself. Didn't think I could do any of them. I haven't ever been able to do any of them. So going up there, like getting in the rack was just like, you got to try as hard as you can. And I did. And then I PR'd and I kept PRing. So you just kind of got to tell yourself that you can and that you will.
Yeah.
And you'll get it.
Well, and we talked about this a little bit before too, was you had never had a plate on.
Not on bench, no.
On bench, right?
Yeah.
And so you go from one meet away that you're just going bar, okay, to going to 2 plates in 2 meets. How amazing is that for you from a mental aspect, being a sophomore, knowing you got 2 more years to perfect this sport? How does that propel you to say, if I can do that in 1 year, what can I do in the next 2?
That's actually been on my mind a lot about like the future and what I will like finish off with my senior year. And I talked to my coaches a lot, and a plate like was not in my mindset at all. Like that's not, I was like, I've tried in morning workouts, my coaches never got it. I was just like, didn't think I could get it, honestly. Like, and then we pulled up to the regional meet and I did my first and second lift. My first lift, I didn't get it. So I had to redo it and I got it. So in my head, I was like, this plate's not, it's not going to happen. And I went up there and I had a plate and a cookie on because my coaches believed in me. And I just knew I had to push through for them. And I went up there, got ready, and pulled it. And it was pretty exciting.
Well, and, folks, at the regional meet, you got to remember, she's going against 1A, 2A, and 3A Division II. How great was it when you're talking about most of these girls are probably seniors that you're lifting against, and you're in the top 50% at the regional match with all these upperclassmen? Have you thought about that yet? Seriously?
At first, I didn't even know I was with different grades until I had a meet in like Woman Grove or something. And I was going against this one girl and she was doing a lot more than me. And I was like, dang, like I thought she was a sophomore. And I like went and talked to her and I was like, yeah, great job. And I was like, what grade are you in? And she was like, I'm a senior. And it really hit me. I was like, dang, I'm going against all these different girls from different grades, different regions. And it's like hard because like a lot of these girls have been doing it for a while. It's my first year, but I just thought like that's going to be me in 2 years. And people are going to be asking me that. So I just really was happy for all the girls that are older than me and doing good, because I know one day that'll be me, hopefully.
It will be. Okay. But what does it feel like to be a trendsetter in Italy? I mean, honestly, okay. I mean, it's not every day that you hear about a female powerlifter coming out of Italy, Texas.
Well, I don't attention is not my thing. So when I found out I was going to regionals, my coach made it a big deal for me, put me on his door and everything. And I had people congratulating me. I had people that didn't even know I was doing it congratulating me. And it's it makes you feel good knowing that you're starting something. And I had girls coming up to me saying they're going to do it next year. And it feels good, but it's also wow.
Yeah.
Did I just start something?
You did. And the big thing is it also gives you a platform, right?
Mm-hmm.
When people don't know that you're doing something, you come out and show them, hey, look, I took some grit, determination, and some just don't quit and turned it all into something. How does it feel to be now that sounding board for the smaller sports within Italy? Everybody loves a football game. Everybody loves a basketball game. We don't always go to power meets. We don't always go see golf teams play, around the country, right? Some of the littler sports don't get the love and everything that they deserve. But does it not give you a platform now to talk to these young ladies to say, look, and I know from Coach Brown, he's told me a little bit about you. Miss Brown's told me a little bit. And, but to be a great student, to be a great athlete, and to be a great person, does that not allow you to have a platform to talk to these younger kids and say, hey, look, you can do this and still be you?
Yeah. Well, I've had a talk with a younger girl, just like that before. And she kind of reminds me of myself. So I'm glad I have that. And I can just look at her and see me and tell her everything I needed to know that I didn't. And I can do that with other girls too. And just encourage them to do things out of their comfort zone. And that's not all hard like we think it is.
I'm going to tell you right now, you're being that person for the entire county. Okay. I know that's probably kind of overwhelming a little bit, but, hopefully we're going to have a lot of young girls that see this and say, I can do this. Okay. We always say, see myself in her, right? That's what a lot of coaches tell you about players that you're looking up towards. But is it not just a great thing to be able to celebrate something that, this is a very personal sport. You're striving for PRs all the time, everything else. And everybody doesn't get to see the days in the gym. The fact that you're eating right, the fact that you're doing this, but they get to see this big thing about winning a medal. Okay. And getting to go to the next round. Does it not just fill you with joy that now some of the things that people don't get about why you say no, to certain things, maybe they have a better understanding of what you're trying to accomplish?
Well, I've been in the weight room every morning, Monday through Thursday at 6:45, me and all the guys for the past 13 weeks or 14. And nobody knew for the longest. I'd be at school really early after I got working out, and everyone's like, why are you here so early? I'm like, yeah, I had weights this morning. And they're like, And then it slowly started becoming an everyday thing. And during breaks, I'd be up here working out with all the guys. And now our girls work out every day. So they're in there too. And it's just I don't know. It's I don't know. I really don't.
Gotcha. It's a lot to grasp, right?
Yeah.
But how encouraging have the guys been to you being the only lady there?
Oh, they have been the best. They're the ones that push me to do what I thought I couldn't. They make me feel comfortable around everybody. And I'm the only girl. And for the regional meet, it was supposed to just be me and my coach going. But I got to have Luna come with me. And he's one of the closest ones I'm with on the team. And he was there. And he helped her at me. And he was very supportive. It was sweet of him to come because it was early.
It's really early in their off-road schedule, let me tell you. But well, we want to give you a big congratulations from Downhome Sports, not only for just making it to that round, for being you, okay? As humble and as polite as you are, and such a great athlete. We know you do a lot of other sports and a lot of other things at school. And this sport takes a lot of time, takes a lot more time than what most people think. But congratulations on making it to regions, top 50% at regions, folks. And I think she was 11th is what we discussed earlier.
Yes.
And that's out of, I think, 30 people lifting. Okay. It's just an amazing feat. And we can't wait to see how far you go with this. And especially, next year, just to see how much more you're pushing this and how far you can take it. In Ellis County, you know where to go for the best pizzas and burgers.
Welcome to Doe City. How are you doing today?
A menu that allows you to have it just the way you like it. Great, friendly customer service. And all the toppings you can handle. So what do our customers say about Doe City?
We come up here all the time, so we love the pizza and the burgers also.
It's somewhere we can all come and have a good time with our friends and enjoy the good food that they have here. I love the fries.
That it's cooked to order, so you're always gonna get it fresh.
Doe City's always a great place to come and hang out with your friends.
Whether it's Tuesday or Friday night after a ball game in Ellis County, guess what? You can always make it over and have a little bit of delicious.
It's delicious.
Delicious.
It's delicious.
So come in or order out at Doe City Pizza and Burgers in Red Oak, Texas. Yeah, and guess what? We got McKinley, we got Cameron, we got Ella, we got Alyssa, and we got Coach Whitney joining us right now. We got Maypearl Softball. And Coach, last year when me and you first talked up the field, you said we just need to hit and get on base. That you said no matter what, we're getting on base. And this year, you're putting it over the fence quite often, it seems like. So how does that change your strategy and what's going on?
Well, we need to get on base and then hit the dingers and then more. So, I mean, I tell my coaching buddies all about this. And, last year I think we had one and now we have five home runs. And 4 of those girls are right here. So, I mean, we got the potential and it's fun to watch them sail.
Well, and I know, Skylar had one the other day. I think Lex Berryman had one. Yep. And then McKinley over here, I got to see a great post on her. I believe she took it for, that's Bailey that took the Grand Slam earlier in the season. So that's 3 I knew about, not counting everything else where you're tapping fences and stuff. But McKinley, I'm going to go to you first, okay? What is the atmosphere like over there right now when you're putting people on base, you're moving them around, and then you're adding in the deep element?
Oh, it's when you're getting people on base and you're getting like the bats are hot. It's just the energy is really great. And our team is like very energetic and they're very loud in the dugout. And that's all you can ask for when you're on deck or, batting.
Well, Cameron, I'm going to say this. Maypearl seems to have that collegiate dugout to where nobody stops talking all the time. That's over the past few years I've seen. And just talk about that environment and what it makes you personally feel like when you step up to the plate or take the field to play defense.
Yes, sir. When they're yelling in the dugout, normally I tend to try and tune it out just so I can focus a little bit because they're loud. And then when I finally hit a ball or I walk, they go crazy and it's just incredible.
Phenomenal. Well, Alyssa, you're a little bit on the different side here too, right? You're slinging it. All right. I know you already had a couple of games with, high strike totals. And what's it like having that defense behind you and all that encouragement while you're on the rubber?
Oh, it's great. Every time I get a strikeout, they'll all be cheering and screaming in the dugout and even on the field. And it's so great that I can count on my defense to have my back.
Awesome. Well, Ella, what's it like having a pitcher out there? Y'all had a pretty darn good one last year. Here comes Alicia. She steps in. And I know one game she had 13 strikeouts. I mean, that's pretty darn good. I mean, she needs to be, divvy up a few ground balls here and there for y'all. But, what's it like playing with that pitcher up there and just the momentum that it gives your team?
Me personally, being out in center field and seeing her lock it down on the mound, it's just so much better for us out in the field because she's bringing it in and we're just back there cheering her on. I just think it's great. And especially as a freshman coming in, it's really beneficial to our program to see her go through these next 3 years.
Awesome. Well, Coach, when you got a school that starts winning and is winning on every level right now, it seems like Maypearl, y'all just had a golf team that went out. You got some power lifters going out to regionals, stuff like that. And does it not just create this, like, I would imagine at Maypearl, it's more like a D2 atmosphere in college ball where everybody's at each other's games, everybody's cheering each other on, and it just makes the teams in the town want to show more pride and get out there and do the little extra things that it takes.
It does. I mean, we have several girls, Ella's included in that, going to regional powerlifting. We have Elaine Lopez that's in our Eva, and we also got Diamond. So we do have a lot of cross athletics, and it's great because we do want to support them, and we do want to take, the atmosphere like in volleyball has gone several rounds deep. Same thing with basketball. And that's what I talked about, is that we want that in softball. I kind of reminded them, I go, we are the only sport that has yet to beat Grandview, and that's kind of our goal is to be that program like basketball and volleyball that does that. And it's all about expectations. When you have a program like this or programs like this, it's about expectations of what you bring every day to practice, to the field, and to the game.
Well, you will never hear me say that G word. Okay, that's something that we don't say on Downhome Sports. We don't ever say it. It's the team that shall not be named. Okay, I'm just joking with you, Coach. But going back to McKinley, you see all these programs, right? And you're in other parts of it as well. But this year, what is different about this team than you've seen in the past?
I don't know. I love the bond that we already have as a team. And we had that in basketball too, like just the bond, I guess, that Maypearl just has with their an athletic program or whatever. But this year, I think I'm just older and wiser, and a lot of the other girls on the team are as well. And I think that's going to be very beneficial this season. And like last year, we got first rounded and everybody hated it. And we had a lot of young girls on that team. And so I think this year, just being older and knowing what we're doing, we will get past the first round. So.
Well, and Cameron, when you play sports in a smaller town, it's great because you become a superstar really quick when you're out there, especially with the elementary, junior high kids. First off, you can stay up past 10 o'clock. Then you're getting to play high school sports, okay? What is it like for you to see these little girls out there on the sidelines, watching y'all, cheering y'all on, and then getting to talk to them afterwards and be a mentor? What do you want to tell those girls right now about being all that you can be?
Well, I know whenever I was that age, I definitely looked up to the high school kids. I went to all of their games, basketball, football, softball, whatever that may be. And I mean, it was just cool to be able to talk to any of them, and especially if you know them personally. And now that I'm to that age, it's crazy to think, wow, those kids are probably thinking the same thing I was thinking about how cool it is to be able to talk to a girl who plays softball for Maypearl varsity. And so it's cool.
That's awesome. Well, Ella, out in center field, you're rangy. I've already done a little bit of tracking on you. I heard you got some wicked speed. Okay. So my question is, that outfield communication is so important. Speed's great, but if y'all can't talk about how that group alone is bonding and covering each other's backs.
Well, we had Lex come out this year, and I had never been on the field with Lex, but as soon as she stepped on the field, I knew that we were going to get just perfect bond and know where each other is at. And I think we really saw that when we played Mansfield the other day, especially with Elaine out there and Lauren, just seeing all these different people come in, we're automatically just 100% behind each other. And I think it's great. I don't have to worry about if they're going to be able to get there. I just know that they can get there. And that takes a lot of stress off of me as being a center fielder and covering so much ground. It's amazing to be out there with them. I love it out there with them.
Well, Alyssa, I'm going to come back to you, okay? It's just, Coach doesn't do y'all no favors, okay? He don't back down from a challenge. Y'all are playing some pretty darn good teams in the early part of this year. higher classifications, etc. How do you think that's going to improve what you're doing this year? Since y'all are keeping toe to toe with these teams already, but how is that going to vault y'all through the season?
I think it'll really help us, especially put a little more challenge on us, because right now we have a lot of new girls, freshmen coming in, and playing those bigger teams will really help us build up.
Well, Coach, talk about these girls right here if you want to, one by one. You run one of the best programs I've seen. I love your coaching style because it's just let's attack on offense. Let's just put a bat on the ball, see what happens. And just talk about each one of these girls and how they help promote not only on the field but off the field for your program.
I'll start with Cam. Cam's just, kind of the right-hand person, another coach. She'll give it to you straight. Hey, what do we need to do? You need to do this, coach. All right, we'll do it. And she's a backstop. She got Defensive Player of the Year for a reason because, she calls the game. I don't call it. She's good enough to do that, and she works with the pitching staff. So she's also, doing the battery as well. So she leads that team that way. Alyssa is a freshman that, we're excited to come in. 13 strikeouts shows what her potential. And I've told her, you got 3 years of this, 3 more years to become great. And that's what I expect. It goes back to expectations. And she just give herself a little bit of grace. I think it'll be better. But, she's a little hard on herself, but that's okay. It's always good to have expectations as well. Ella, she started the season with a leadoff home run straight to center field, which is what she plays. It started the tone with 5 home runs already. She, like you said, she's a deer in the outfield. She's got a strong arm. I think she threw somebody out too at home plate and started a pickle. And I love pickles, and she knows that. Everybody knows that. And it's just, like I said, defense wins, pitching wins, and hitting wins. Ella has all that. And McKinley, same thing. She's got the bat. As she said, older and wiser. I think that's true. I think there's a real even kill with this team, not to get too up, not to get too down. But they've been through the wars, so to speak, and McKinley's got that bat and got that first base locked down. And so I think that's what they all bring to this program.
Well, McKinley, it seems like you're all getting more and more people coming out for softball. How does that make you feel that, y'all have helped set the tone for this team?
It's a lot of fun having them out there, and they've played before, so I trust them out there as well. And I think having that trust in a teammate is very important to a team, and
Okay, that's fine. Well, Cameron, got to see you a couple times last year. You did a great job back there, right? My question to you is, how great is it to have a coach that has that much trust in you at the high school level? Because I know some of these select coaches won't even let you call your own game. All right. But how great is it to be able to call your own game?
It's something that I didn't imagine that I'd ever get to do. When I was in 7th and 8th grade, never imagined that I'd be able to call the pitches. And what's even better is he might care, I don't know, but he doesn't care when I call time, when I go talk to the defense, when I yell at him a little bit. And so it's cool just being able to be the right-hand man and getting to lead the team.
So, Cameron, in a couple of years, we're going to have you come back and be coach's assistant. Is that what I'm hearing? Okay. Well, Alyssa, it also translates to the pitcher. Having somebody that's right there on the field, knows what's calling, knows what's working by doing your bullpens and stuff like that. How great is that for you to have somebody right there without having to coach to, you started getting those little winks, those little glove flashes and stuff like that to where hey, this is what she wants. I know I got this one. And vice versa, where you just look at her and go, no, I need this one. Roll it to me. Okay. How great is that?
It's really great, especially since me and Cameron have such a great bond, and we also play select together.
Okay.
So we kind of have this special bond where I already know what's going to be called before she even calls it.
There we go. Awesome. Well, Ella, with all that speed and stuff, I believe you're a right-handed hitter as well, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So no thought about jumping around, doing a little slap hit and a little drag button then?
I used to know how to slap. I stopped doing it for a long time, so I kind of forgot how to do it. in all honesty.
Well, no, I saw you lay down a bunt the other night on film, and I was like, okay, if she's that fast from that box, Lord help you if you got her in the right-hand side, let me tell you. But no, I mean, how do you love playing that small ball game and then getting on base and letting somebody just launch it and bring you back in? It's got to be a great feeling that y'all can go almost any type of offensive attack.
It's great, especially with the speed and everything. Like getting on base and beating out a bunt or beating out a throw is just the best feeling ever. And then you have my teammates in the dugout who are livid with all of the emotion, and it's just great to have that support behind me too. Even if I don't beat it out or if I can beat a pitch out or a ball out, it's great. I love it back.
Well, Coach, we talked about this a little bit last year. Everybody loves to talk offense and all the numbers, especially when you start gathering up home runs and things like that. But I know you're focused on playing solid defense, which I love, okay? What has it been this year? It seems like just from the little bit I've been able to read, checking y'all out because I haven't been able to be out there yet. But it just seems like you've got a really solid defensive set right now that's just learning how to really work together at this point. Calling everything out. How does that make your team so dangerous going into the district play?
I think it'll help us. I think, like some of these girls stated already, these girls coming in know what to do. You are not having to learn on the job, as I like to say.
Yeah.
We can implement certain types of defense, bunt coverages, first and third situation. They just pick it up, and we can, be a little bit more aggressive or advanced, depending on, not go vanilla. And we got field. I mean, like I said, Ella can throw it on a dime, so can Lex and Lauren, and we got parts too. Anybody can play anywhere. So Bailey, the other girl that pitches, she plays third, short, and outfield, and Alyssa can play anywhere else too. So it's what puts us in the best position to win.
What's been that change down there to where you've got? I know y'all had about 4 or 5 years ago. Y'all had a pretty good group come through softball wise. They played a lot of different sports together, but it just seems like you're just building to something that's going to be really special this year. I honestly believe that.
I think it's the desire, and also you see this program getting better. Winning breeds talent. I mean, people want to be on the field, and they'll do whatever it takes. I'll play whatever, coach, and that's what you like to hear. I'll play third. I'll play outfield. I'll hit. And again, when you have that selfless mentality, that helps the team, because that's all we're here for, is to win. We're family, like they say. And that's I think the biggest thing this year, even Ella brought it up, is the chemistry. And I'm going to echo what McKinley said too. It just, like I said, seems less, a lot easier this year and a lot more even keel and focused on go to the second round.
Well, McKinley, we're going to take Alyssa out of this comment because she's a pitcher, and pitchers are totally different brain sets. Okay. But, they miss a quarter inch. They think the world has ended most of the time. But don't you, Alyssa?
Yes.
Okay. But no, McKinley, we talk about bonds all the time on this show, and you mentioned it earlier. Coaches mentioned it, but it's got to feel good, because just talking to the four of y'all, just how loose y'all are right here with each other is amazing. I mean, how does that vault to where y'all are on the field? Because, it's like a totally another element.
Yeah, having that bond, like we've said it before, like creates good energies in the dugout, good energies on the field. Like if we know if we mess up, that our teams, we're all just going to just shake it off and move on to the next play. And that's what you have to have that kind of mentality in softball. And if you don't, it's going to bite you in the butt. So, but we all know and trust each other, and we all like each other too. So that makes a big difference to a team. And so, and it came out of nowhere too. Like I just got here from basketball, and I instantly clicked with a lot of girls on the team. It's weird.
That's awesome though. Well, Ella, give me something that coach has already taught you, or put your brain in a different format to where you're learning something this year.
He taught me a lot about base running, and I think that's mainly where I can get my smartness on the base and know where to start speeding up and where to slow down on bases. And he kind of gets mad at me sometimes because I like taunting the catchers. He doesn't like that, but it's his fault. I'm going to say it's his fault that he taught me that.
So are you a clapper?
Yes.
Okay. Are you're going up?
Well, if I think I can beat out the catcher, I will so taunt her until she just gets mad. It's bad.
All right, Cameron, as a catcher yourself, you got to kind of feel bad for those other people, don't you?
I mean, no.
Okay, because I figure she's probably got them running a cross-country marathon, clapping her hands at them the whole time, going, come on, come on, come on. But, well, what's one of the biggest things, Cameron, that you're taking away from what coaches established with y'all?
This year, I would say he's not putting up with the drama crap. I can tell you we've had one conversation so far about no drama, and it's stuck so far. And I think that's also what makes us such a great team is the lack of drama, because in past years we've had a little bit, and this year we don't have it as much. And so I think that's what's bonded us closer together.
Well, Lissa, what about you from coach? Are you learning? Other than that, if you're a ball outside, it's okay.
I think what I'm learning from him is he really helps me like take a deep breath, because I'm really hard on myself, and he always like cheers me on and makes sure I'm okay and just tells me to take a deep breath and that's all going to be okay, even if I do mess up really bad.
Well, good. Well, Coach, what's the next couple games you got out there so we can get some more people out watching this great team?
We have a game against Castleberry on Tuesday, so JV and varsity, and then we have a tournament. Week after that, I think we have Heritage and Ferris, and then we have Alvarado and Benbrook. So again, we got some tough competition and to get us ready for district. So that's what.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
No, I got to look at the schedule. I was like, "Is that going to be ready?" Let me tell you.
That's the plan.
Amen. Well, ladies, Coach, thank y'all for coming on tonight. We appreciate it so much. Go out there this year, sweep the team that shall not be named, get this one over with, okay? And can't wait to see how things go for y'all through district play. We'll be keeping an eye on you. Best of luck to you throughout your season, okay?
Well, the best benefit in having True Benefits is the fact that they're easy. You can get a hold of them. It's not 2 days later, a week later, I can make a phone call. If they don't have the answer, they'll get us the answer within 24 hours.
He came to the office and interviewed all of our girls and did a presentation, told them what they were offering, and the girls were able to decide what they needed.
They came in and gave us options both for our company and our employees that were affordable and beneficial for all.
No matter the size of your business or your employees' needs, True Texas Benefits is the partner for you.
Because Ellis County knows the difference.
True Texas Benefits.
In Ellis County, you know where to go for the best pizzas and burgers.
Welcome to Doe City. How are you doing today?
A menu that allows you to have it just the way you like it. Great, friendly customer service. And all the toppings you can handle. So what do our customers say about Doe City?
We come up here all the time, so we love the pizza and the burgers also.
It's somewhere we can all come and have a good time with our friends and enjoy the good food that they have here. I love the fries.
And it's cooked to order, so you're always going to get it fresh.
Doe City's always a great place to come and hang out with your friends.
Whether it's Tuesday or Friday night after a ball game in Ellis County, guess what? You can always make it over and have a little bit of delicious.
It's delicious.
Delicious.
It's delicious.
So come in or order out at Doe City Pizza and Burgers in Red Oak, Texas. Folks, guess what? We got the number one, the state champion. Carson Thompson's with us. And let me tell you something, folks. This kid has had a season. So let's jump back to the beginning, right? You start your season up. Y'all got a few warm-up matches. You got some duels and stuff that happen. And then we go to Sci-Fair. So talk about Sci-Fair for you, because that's kind of a gauge of what's going to happen at state.
Yeah, Sci-Fair was awesome. The first day, I didn't really have that much competition. I pinned my first two kids. And then the second day, my first match wasn't that hard. I pinned him. And then it was my semifinals match that I wrestled the person who won state in 6A and beat him by 1 point. And then in the finals, I wrestled the kid who got second at state and beat him in overtime. So that was just awesome.
Now, how did that prepare you or make you want to work harder to be more prepared for state?
It just gave me a whole bunch of confidence knowing that I beat the number one kid in 6A and I wasn't number one in 5A. I just thought like no one else could beat me. So it just gave me a lot of confidence.
So during that time in between Sci-Fair and state, what are you really focusing on?
Mostly I was focusing on my energy tank. I was really wanting to build up my energy tank and make sure that nobody would be able to go further than me with a better energy tank.
Well, that's pretty good. I mean, I don't think anybody could have gone any further than you before, but if you took it that much further, dadgum. So talk about all the things that you're doing between there, your cardio, y'all are doing yoga, just to stay limber. There's all these little facets and things that a lot of people don't understand. I think from what I understood from you and your family, you're probably working out 6 days a week.
Yeah.
If not 7 sometimes, getting into work day in, day out to go for this championship.
Yes, sir.
So what is it like on the body, the mind to go through that? And how does having a support system like you do help that out?
Well, I've always been one that like really enjoys working out and really pushing myself. I find joy in that. So I like always have fun, but like the problem with me is I wouldn't really know exactly like what to do to make sure I got better, like what to work out. And my dad is just amazing at helping me get my nutrition, get everything down. So it just makes it more easy and more fun for me.
Well, that's not like a family bonding deal, because I always see posts from y'all where y'all are meal prepping for the week and everything else. Is that one of the funnest times of your week, is just getting together as a family to do that?
Yeah, man. Me and my mom go grocery shopping and we have to get all this chicken and rice and make like 4 bags of chicken, 2 boxes of rice just for our entire family. So that's always fun.
Well, I'm going to ask you. I asked this to a couple people. I used to know what JT Cavender used to do, but what is your caloric intake to make it through a week of workouts like you're putting in? I mean, folks, if you don't get it, imagine having somebody the same weight as you on top of you pushing down. It's almost like putting a piano on your chest.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem that heavy, but with people struggling to get so much, you're just burning this stuff left and right. So what's your typical week? You talk about all that rice.
So what we normally do in a week is at the very beginning of the day, we have morning practice and then morning workout. And then I go through a school day and I get home and I do certain stretches to make sure that my entire body's good to go for the weekend. I have my meal prepping. I'm drinking a gallon a day and I'm just preparing myself for every tournament on a Friday and Saturday.
Well, and I've been around your family a little bit. Talk about the mental preparation that y'all do, and especially you. I mean, there's a lot of mental to this, and there's a lot of technique to it, folks. It's not just throwing people around. The difference of putting your hand a quarter inch or a half inch above or below the elbow can make a massive difference to your leverage ability.
Yeah.
So how are you?
One person who really helped me with like really going over the little things is Johnny Hendricks after school practice. He just tells me a little thing and it completely changes everything. I feel like he's helped me a lot on just picking up little things.
Awesome. So now we make it all the way to state, right? You've had a good run through everything else. What is that first date like for you? You're probably matched up with a little bit lower seated person. Are you more focused on, just getting things right, technique wise, or trying anything new?
When it comes to the big tournaments like state, I'm just going out there and knowing that this isn't a time to learn. This is a time to win. So I just went out there, did what I did to win.
Awesome. So second day comes around, you're clean all the way through, and now the pressure starts to build. What is that moment like for you as soon as they put you on the mat for that first time?
I'm always ready to go. I love having good competition, and my semifinals match was pretty good. I ended up pinning him in the third round. He was just extremely strong, but before that week, I watched film on him and got to know what he did. So I was just ready to go.
And how much film prep are y'all doing on these matches, getting prepared for state?
Man, I probably watched like every single kid in my brackets, at least 3 of their matches.
Wow.
I really went over and made sure I knew exactly what everybody was going to do.
Well, you go through that semi match right now, you're in the championship, and you just handled your business just like you always do. And you come up, the minute that tap came. I mean, I think you may have gotten up before the tap came. Okay. Because you knew you had him.
Yeah.
And I talk about this with cross-country runners, right? You're breaking that person down. You're breaking their will. And it seemed like you did that early on because it just seemed like the young man did not have an answer for you. What is that moment like when right then in your head, I've got him, his shoulders are touching, that's it?
I mean, especially at the state tournament, like when I had him there, I was like just thinking I'm about to be a state champion. And it was just awesome.
Okay. And then, you go through, and right before that, you go through before the finals. You have the I believe it's called the Walk of Champions.
Yes, sir. Parade of Champions.
Parade of Champions, excuse me. I mean, does that not just take you back just a little bit before having to go out and wrestle the biggest match of the year?
Yeah.
Well, what's it like being on that podium, seeing your family, your teammates, everybody that's put everything they can into you and helped you along the way? When you're up on that podium, what's it like? Because it's not necessarily an individual thing. You've had all these people help you. You got the love and support of your family. And what's that moment like for you personally when you got to stand on that podium and get that medal?
It was just well worth it. All the stuff that everybody's done for me, I'm always so thankful for all of it. And it was just awesome.
Well, then on the personal side, what do you say to yourself about that?
Yeah, it was just, I've been training my entire life to get to that state championship, and I won it. And it was just amazing.
That's awesome. So got to ask you this, okay? That night's over. You got your medal. Everybody's excited. How many plates of food that you can't eat did you eat?
Yeah. I ate quite a bit of food after that. Yeah, I had my dad went to the store, got me a whole bunch of ice cream. It was awesome.
So what was the ice cream the biggest item that you were like dying to eat?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm a big ice cream fan.
So what was the flavor for the champ?
So I started off with just a Snickers ice cream bar, and then I had like an ice cream cone, and then I think I had a Twix ice cream bar too.
Oh wow. Okay. It sounds like my actual day in, day out diet. So, but no, man. So now you get through that day. Are you already thinking about next year?
I'm thinking about Fargo. This year.
Fargo. Oh, during the summer. Yeah, that big one.
Yes, sir.
Up in Fargo.
Yes, sir.
That's pretty awesome, man. You did well there last year as well.
Yes, sir.
And don't you do 2 different styles at Fargo?
Yes, sir. Greco and freestyle.
Okay. Now, I think we've talked about this before. It's been a while back. But didn't you tell me you like freestyle a little bit more than Greco?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Greco.
Okay. So having already won state, is this what you're looking forward to in college? Or is there some colleges that you're looking at, right now that you're like, instead of maybe not going to Air Force with the rest of your family? So congratulations to your brother for the offer from Air Force, by the way. But no, I mean, is that one of the things you're looking to do, is go up to one of the big schools and wrestle there?
Yes, sir.
So what were those top tier, what would be the teams that you would be interested in right now?
For college wrestling, it would be Oklahoma State and Air Force.
Okay, awesome. That's awesome. No, I mean, it's just an amazing thing. And, haven't seen you on the program start up, I mean, what does it mean to you to have that Panther emblem on and continue the legacy that was started 6 years ago?
It's awesome. It's especially knowing the people who won it, knowing that they well deserved it too. It's just awesome to continue the legacy.
And there's, I know Coach Reed was there, probably couldn't get on the mat. I don't know. He might have snuck on the mat. He may have changed the principle, but he's going to be a wrestling coach the rest of his life. But what was that like with your team? I mean, did you get a chance to celebrate with your team at all? I know people were trying to get back home and things, but did you have a moment to get with your team? Because you had some great placings there. We talked about this before getting on. Y'all came out 5th as a team in the state. That's the second time Midlothian's done that. What's that like for you, saying, yes, it's an individual sport. Yes, I am a state champion and nobody can ever take that from me. But what's it like propelling your team up to that high of a level to make the podium?
That's also big. We all worked extremely hard to get to where we were at the state tournament. Me, Henry, Eli, Leo, Nick, and Maddie and Eve. And for us to finish that as a team is just awesome. Well deserved.
Awesome. Well, I want to give you a moment and talk to the little kids out there right now about what wrestling does for you from, not just a physical standpoint, but what you gain from being a wrestler that you may not, because I know you've played football before. There's different sports give you different things. What are the big things that a kid ought to get into wrestling about, that's going to make a difference in their lives?
One, I feel like the difference between football and wrestling is coaching. In football, you have like 1,000 coaches. You don't really get to see all of them. But in wrestling, you just have one coach you can really build a bond with, and your teammates. I mean, you're going with the same person, and sometimes you switch. It's just nonstop being with your family, and it's just like building a family.
That's awesome. Well, we want to congratulate you one more time, man, on a great victory, a great state championship, and overall great season. I know you got a big one at Fargo. I know you got more matches that are coming up probably in 2 weeks. Are you at least getting to take 2 weeks off to kind of just heal up a little bit?
I have 2 weeks off.
Okay, that's not bad. But a wrestler's life is never done, right?
Yes, sir.
But no, man, Carson, congratulations, bud. I mean, it is an amazing thing that you accomplished. Have you figured out how many wrestlers you had to go through this year to make it to state?
Like a record?
Yeah.
I believe it was 44-1. I think it was 41-1.
41-1.
Yes, sir.
Okay, folks, put that in perspective. That is a lot. That's more than a baseball season. It's a lot more than a football season. Okay. And you're only normally wrestling at most meets, let's say 3 times until you get to Stop Fair and state meet, dude, can't congratulate you enough. It's an individual accomplishment, team accomplishment. And I know what kind of young man you are. And folks, I'm going to put this out there. He just wins a state championship, goes to the football banquet to support his friends, and starts serving food. Okay. I know you're going to grin and shake your head and everything, but we talk about this all the time. We have great athletes in Ellis County. but we have even better student leaders, and he's one of them. Folks, take a key, get wrestling in your schools, and these are the kind of people that sport is producing out, along with their families, and that wrestling team really is a family. But congratulations one more time, and we wish you the best of luck in Fargo and the rest this way, because you got a few more years to go on this thing too.
In Ellis County, we're always on the run. It's always good to know that someone's always there. Doesn't matter the time of day. With ATM Live, hours are always available. Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Saturday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. You can always pull right up and talk to someone live for that personal service. Or stop by and visit with the friendly folks inside. Pinnacle Bank, not just another bank in Texas, but Texas in a bank. Member FDIC.
Ladies and gentlemen of Ellis County, straight from Globe Life Field, we got the Red Oak Hawk baseball team. Coach Spurgeon, we got Chase, we got Zach, we got Ian, and we got Ethan. And folks, if y'all ready for some baseball this spring, get ready, because this is a team to watch right here. Well, Coach, just talk about that experience out there, getting to go to Globe Life and have a great time with your team.
Well, yeah, it was a thing that kind of just organically worked out. Coach Lyle at Summit did something like that last year, and he kind of reached out to us, and I kind of talked to these guys, and they were willing to do some things to get it done. It was kind of a fundraiser thing, and yeah, it was a whole different atmosphere. It was about as cool of an opening day that I think I've ever had, player or coach, to be able to like walk into the field and just kind of soak some things in, some emotions in. And we have a lot of seniors, so they got to hopefully kind of soak some of those emotions in as well at a pretty nice ballpark.
Well, Ian, what was it like for you taking the field?
It was actually pretty cool because I haven't got to actually be on a baseball field like that big, especially because I play outfield. So the ball to me was super little. I just took it all in, especially it's a pretty big field. I loved it a lot. Kind of nervous.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was saying I was kind of nervous at first, but then I got the flow of it and it was really fun.
Well, Pacheco, when you're back in the tunnels and you see all that batting equipment back there, do you wish you could just load it up in the truck and take it on home?
Yeah, it was definitely like a moment when you're a kid, you just kind of grow up and kind of just wish to be in that atmosphere, and just being around that was just a good experience and all.
Well, Chase, how long did it take you to settle in?
Oh man, it took me a minute. It's just one of those things you gotta sit down and really look at where you're at and just take the moment.
Gotcha. And Zach, do you think that this is going to prepare you off for some big games, learning that it's all just the game? Doesn't matter where you play, it's just going to be the game.
Oh yeah, playing in a stadium like that, it's just like playing at our home field, just a bigger atmosphere. And I think that did get us prepared for wherever we play, because there's no bigger stadium than playing that.
There you go. Well, Coach, you got what looks to be like a great team this year. It seems like the bonds are there. They've been built in already. And having such a senior-heavy team, everybody knows they got their back. What's it like for you right now with the camaraderie that's in that dugout?
Well, it's something that I don't take for granted. You don't always get it as a coach, and sometimes you get it, but when times get tough, people find a way to blame or to look for other people to be in the wrong and not take responsibility, not kind of take charge. But we don't, we just don't have that here. We had, like I said, senior heavy team. We had a lot of these guys on the same team last year. And, we did take bumps in the road, and, these guys never folded. I don't believe they will now, no matter, because there's always going to be bumps in baseball. It's fun too, coming up with the lineup, because we got more than 9 guys that can do a good job. So they make it really tough. But, when guys are losing at bats or maybe aren't starting that game, they're doing a really good job of picking their teammates up and understanding their value. And it's like I said, I'm not taking for granted. It does not happen. You don't have a team like this quite often that are so bonded together.
Well, Perez, I've been told on the team, you're Mr. Reliable. Day in, day out, you're going to be the man that's going to take care of things. So what does it mean for you to be that kind of leader out there on the field to tell everybody, when people are getting stressed, like last year, y'all played Middle Oath and we were there at that game. Y'all went up, they went up, y'all went back up, how is it to be that kind of leadership to just steady the storm and keep everybody in the even pace?
It's just like, you just got to get your job done, like, because they know they can count on you. Just like, you're not that big, like you're not a big person that hits home runs or not. You're just someone that can count on you, get on base, a bunt, lay a bunt down, a steal. So they know that you're going to get that done. That's what I had to do.
Okay, he's talking about laying down bunts and stuff, and you're putting the power to it, man, tapping the fence and going over. I mean, what does it mean to you to have this diverse of an offense where you got guys 1 through 9 that can set the bases up for you, help you let you go back up and clear them, and then you got people protecting you on the backside?
Yeah, I think it really just helps us as a team, knowing that, I guess on the mental side, knowing that, you have a bad day, you go 0 for 4 or whatever, that your whole rest of your lineup's going to pick you up no matter where you ground out. When there's 2 outs already, you're the 3rd out, next inning, Ian's going to come up, hit a double, Zach's going to come up, hit a single, this and that. Chase is going to lay a bunt down, steal a bag, this and that. It's just a good thing to have mentally, like, my guys got my back, and it's been a big part this year for us thus far, and I think it's going to stick with us.
Zach, I'm going to tell you right now, man, you'd have to put me in the Gator to make it to first, and you're looking here leading the team in OBP. What's it like setting that table for somebody like Pacheco, knowing everybody's going to do their part to get you down over the next base, get you to third, and then get you in?
Just like, I know I can count on my guys that as long as I get on the bag, I'm going home. I'm scoring, because our lineup is very strong and we're electric. So as long as I do my part, I know my boys will do their part.
Well, and Chase, everything I've heard, just a pure athlete, speed demon. Okay, I might take you on a 50-yard roll down a hill, but I ain't going to take you on a flat surface. But buddy, I mean, what does that mean to have that kind of speed all the way across your lineup? There's not too many people that aren't going to be stealing base this year, and you're just taking it to another level.
Yes, sir. I mean, Coach Spurgeon put like any of the guys in front of me. I don't got to worry like slowing us down. I mean, they're all up there. We're all good on speed. I don't think that's anything we have to worry about.
Well, Coach, when we talk about speed kills. You got a very fast outfield that can cover a lot of area, and you've had that for 2 years now. Just talk about what that takes off the table when you're trying to play defense against somebody else with such an experienced and fast outfield.
Well, what it can do for us is it takes away those hits that have been doubles, that have been singles that gap through, or maybe even something that, we take a bad route, whatever, and a guy ends up on third when we could have held him at first. And it takes those away. The great thing about our outfield is they are quick, but they get really good reads. And they're not afraid to kind of make a layout play. Hopefully if we've done our job in practice, which these guys have, that it kind of comes natural that, hey, if there's a ball I can lay out for, I am. So it gives us what it really does for us is it gives our pitchers more of a chance to just throw strikes, because they say, you know what, if they hit it, we got 7 guys behind me that can make a play. And so it's real easy to pitch when you have that.
Well, Perez, when you're talking about pitchers being up on the rubber, right? And just the comfortability when you're talking to them out there and settling them down. I mean, are y'all just is coaches focused on, hey, put it over there, let them hit it. We got the defense to take care of this.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, you are right. Like our defense, like especially the outfield, we know how to read it. We talk the whole time. Every other out we talk, especially the infield, especially our shortstop talks to the outfield. Center field, Chase, which talks to me, and the right fielder. and we mostly just communication is the key to our defense, and let her know the pitcher we have is better.
When Jay's talking about that center field position, you got to have that good bond out there, knowing who's going to cut off, who's going to do this in the outfield, and who's got your back all the time. If I go out and lay out for a play, who's going to cover me on it, right? And it seems like y'all have already got that bond to get that thing happening to where, if you lay out, somebody else is going to pick you up.
Yes, sir. I mean, I think Ian can testify to this. Like, before every inning, we go out there and he looks at me. He says, "Hey, let's remember to talk. If you get a ball you want to lay out or you think you got it, just like let me know. I'm gonna be right there." So I don't got to worry about them backing me up. I trust them.
Jaco, y'all got solid gloves all around, right way around the infield. There's not in my personal opinion, there's not a hole in the infield really. You've got speed in the middle. You got great corners. What is the thing that's the key for the infield this year?
Really just communication. Like you said, we got it locked down. There's no holes in the infield at all. We got Josh at third, Easton at short, Vinny second, Zach at first. There's no holes in there. It's just all communication. And I think we have a bond to where, you might make an error at this part of the game and, your teammate's just going to pick you up and it's not going to happen again. But that's how we're just going to stay solid this year.
Well, Zach, I want to have you talk about the pitching a little bit. Y'all got a good group of guys back there in the bullpen. How much more confidence does that give you that Coach Spurgeon has options out there that are exceptional on every end to take that mound and go at it?
Our pitcher rotation is tough this year. We're hard to beat on that. Like, I know pitcher makes walks a couple guys. I just know that just that one hit rolls into a double play, rolls until he gets that key out of the game. Pitching, we're hard to beat on pitching this year.
Coach, I think you got every phase of it covered this year. And like you said, it doesn't come all together like this all the time, especially for a high school team, because you've got the players that are in your town. How much does it impact you personally to know that this is a homegrown team that has exceptional athletes, exceptional young men that's going to be out there representing the school in just the best of ways this year?
Well, we have the talent here. I think we have the work ethic here, but baseball is just a lot more important than just that, and regardless of how we go, we have our goals and we have where we want to go, and we're going to do everything we can to do that. But baseball is undeniably, sporadic at times. But the one thing that I take pride in is that no matter what, these guys have grown over there, and a lot of them got to grow together for a very long time. And they're going to exit this program, not even because of us coaches, just because of them and the kind of kids they are. They're going to exit this program better men for the community. We talk about investing in what's behind them, and I think these guys really will. And it's very fortunate for us coaches to kind of see these guys doing those things and leading the community and wanting to get involved in community and even beyond that in churches and different aspects. It's really awesome to know that these guys are just now kind of getting started on the rest of their lives, because it's a lot bigger than just baseball. And so we're extremely fortunate to have that camaraderie of young men.
Jaco, what's one thing that you think you're taking away from this program before this season even starts outside of the lines?
One thing, we're big on faith, and we do leadership stuff during the fall. And I think one thing that I'm going to take away is before every game, we get together and we pray as a team. And I think that's big for me and for, my brothers on the baseball team. I think that we're growing not only as baseball players, but as young men who have faith in the Lord and that, are on the righteous path and, just doing all the right things. I think that's the biggest thing I'm going to take away is just being a good guy, being a good son, a good player in general, and just being a good person. That's one thing I'm going to take away.
Pretty awesome, dude. That's the right things to take away. Let me tell you. Well, Perez, what does it mean to you to have a platform to talk to younger players out there? Those middle school kids that come watch your games, elementary kids. If you're a high school player in sports, you're already cool because you get to stay up past 10, right?
Yeah.
So now you're on the field coming off wearing those red oak colors. What does it mean to you to have that platform to talk to those kids?
It just feels amazing to actually when I was a freshman, I was looking at the seniors and the juniors, they're on varsity. That was my dream to be on that. And I'm finally here, and it's came so fast, but I like it a lot. And one thing to know is last year, we would talk to the team nonstop about trash talking, not even focus on the game. But this year, we just get the job done, just in and out. And then the other teams don't even know we're there. We're just in and out. And we've been doing good right now. We're 3-0, and just got to keep it up.
Hey, that's the way you go. Well, Zach, for you, what does it mean to have that hawk on your uniform every time you take the field?
Man, it's a statement. We want to know as soon as we leave that field, you're gonna know who Red Oak Hawks are. You know who Red Oak is. So it's definitely something to be proud of, for sure.
Chase, one of the big things there is just that it's business, right? But before this season even gets going, what do you think this year's team's legacy will end up being to the community?
This year, all of the guys, I think, 13, 14 of us, all of us have grown up together. And we just have a really close bond. And I think for younger guys on the team, freshman, sophomore, I think that's gonna inspire them to get close with their teammates. And then in the years to come, the teams are going to be stronger in that aspect.
Awesome. Well, Coach, there's been the old adage of, this year's team gathered the wood, next year's team stacked it, and then that third team comes along, just sets it ablaze. Is this that team for y'all this year that just lights the fire?
Yeah, I don't try to put those kind of designations on these guys. Yeah. I would say that if we do what we want to do, and we are so far, that we have the opportunity to kind of be all three of those things. We have the opportunity to gather it, lay it, and hopefully light the fire. And that's a special circumstance for these guys. It's probably the best circumstance for us to have these guys be able to do that. But if everything goes the way that we're doing the right things for, then I think we have that opportunity to be all three of those that you mentioned.
Well, and is it not great to hear young men like this and just talking about the right things here tonight? I mean, none of these are forced answers. They're coming right off the top with them. It just speaks to the integrity of your program and what y'all as coaches have been able to instill in them along with their parents.
Yeah, it's it's the kids. It is the kids. We can put things in front of them, but I can tell you that not everyone's as receptive, and so it's we have good coaches. Don't get me wrong, really good coaches. Coach Bartosh, Coach Reed, Coach Gaskamp, they all do a great job. But if it wasn't for these kids, you could be talking to a brick wall, and that's just not the case. They trust us. We trust them. The things we ask them to do aren't the cool things to do. They're not the things that, necessarily get you on Twitter or the big home run that you pimp and throw the bat. They're not the cool things. But they're the things that are important. And these guys love the idea of it and kind of attack that. So it is pretty special. But it's more them than the coaches, than anything. They're just good kids.
Well, folks, Coach, let's go real quick. Next couple games you got going on.
Yeah, so we'll have it was a late schedule. We kind of had to change some things because our tournament got changed. So we will go Waxahachie actually on Monday. So tomorrow we'll go Waxahachie. I don't know when this will be aired, but we'll have Waxahachie Monday, 5:30 at their place at Richards Park. Thursday, we have a single game. I know the teams we're playing. I'll have to check which one is on Thursday, but we're matching up with Duncanville, Euless Trinity, Frisco Memorial, Burleson. Will all be in that tournament. So we'll play Thursday, 2 on Friday, and 2 on Saturday.
Good lineup right there. Well, guys, thank y'all so much for coming on. We're going to wish you nothing but the best this season. Go out there and tear them up. Know that y'all can get it done. Coach, thank you as always. And you're a class act. We love having you on here. And we'll be out there seeing you pretty soon, okay?
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Thank you.